you know that you're going to die? I remember I was talking to a coworker, the same young coworker, and the conversation ended with me saying, I'm not sure if I asked, maybe I asked, but I think I may have asked, like, do you know that you're going to die? And her reaction was how you might expect. She was very surprised. As well, there were other people in the room. I didn't say it loud, but people could hear, and I saw some heads turn from the side of my eye. But yeah, I don't know. I think it's very interesting that people don't think much about dying, because it's really the one thing in life that you know for sure is going to happen. Like, it's the one thing that you can actually like trust and like depend on, that like at some point in the future, could be 2 seconds from now, could be 50 years from now, or 100 years from now, you don't know. It's going to happen. It's going to happen to everyone you know, everyone you love, everyone you hate, and anything in between. It's going to happen. Now that might sound sad, and perhaps it is, but the thing is, knowing this actually gives you so much freedom in life, because anything short of like physical or emotional turmoil doesn't affect you as much. So a quick example, your job. A lot of people are really afraid of losing their job, and it's probably okay to be afraid, because you know most people are living paycheck to paycheck. So if they lose their job, they might lose their apartment, they might be homeless, they might not be able to eat, etc. Makes sense. But first of all, you shouldn't be in that situation. First, you should have some money saved up, at least for a few months. Probably make another video on that, but you know, at least 3-6 months, maybe a year's worth of savings would be best. You know, that's hard for people to do, but it's definitely possible. And that frees you up so much more. So I would definitely make a video about that. But the thing is, talking about death is that you're not as afraid of what people will do, or what, you know, people in a position of authority will do, you know. Now that might not necessarily be a good thing, because me, naturally, I'm much more rebellious than probably most people. Now that doesn't manifest itself as me, you know, getting into fights and stealing stuff and stuff like that. But generally, when I hear someone talk and they're in a position of authority, I generally don't have like my instinct isn't to listen to them or to trust them. My instinct usually is, you know, I'll see for myself what the truth is. Maybe you're wrong, and you know, you probably are wrong, to be honest. So, you know, I'll figure it out myself. That's usually the way that I go about things in life. And it's worked quite well so far. I think I have a pretty good life, maybe not the most stable. I've bounced around from job to job, but that's not because of anything bad. That's just because I saw a better opportunity and I took it, which has led me to the life that I have now. I've been able to travel around a lot, especially in the last few years. And those are some of the best experiences in my life that I might ever have. Perfect example, my last job, I quit that job. Just like I quit, and I think the next week I was in Peru for like a month or two. Like, you can only do that, first of all, if you have money saved. So you have both savings and or investments. But generally, if you let go of that sort of fear of like holding on to, in this case, a job, or like making your whole life's worth that job, that frees you up to actually experience life. Which most of my life, I would say I think most people, when they're younger, they're trying to like live up to whatever their parents think they should be. You know, graduate from high school, graduate from college, get that good job, etc. And I was very good at that. I did all of those. I checked all those boxes. You know, and I'm better for it. My life is in a good place. You should definitely listen to your parents. I'm not saying you shouldn't. You know, usually people don't listen to their parents. Their life ends up horrible. You know, so definitely listen to your parents. But the thing is, like, once you listen to your parents and you get to a place where you're comfortable, I think that's the point where your parents had the advice of your parents typically isn't as useful anymore, because it's no longer them putting you in the direction of good life. You have a good life. Now you can do what you want with that life. And for me personally, I'm going to go to another country and start a completely separate life. But the thing is, I can always come back to this life. There's no reason why I can't move back to America and get another finance technology job. I still have the certifications. I still have my degree. I still have my experience. All of that is the same. There would be no difference. But the thing is, in the meantime, you only live once. You're going to die. So if you're going to die anyways, you might as well do something that you want to do, or that's fun, or that's enjoyable, that might change your life. You know, you'll meet new people. I remember I went to Montreal a few years ago, just randomly, and I stayed in a hostel. I met a friend that I still talk to. I've been back to Montreal like 2 or 3 times. We've met up each time. But you form relationships that you never would have formed otherwise when you're traveling. You get memories. Like I always remember the sunrise in Tikal in Guatemala. I remember the moon shining over the lake in Flores, Guatemala at nighttime. Those are like priceless moments for me that I'll never forget. These moments will probably influence the rest of my life. But this was only possible because I knew that I was going to die. That I knew that I had to do something. I can't just sit and stay still and have my whole life planned out the way that other people have it planned out. Because yes, I could stay in whatever job I'm working now and get a promotion and go to the next level and have my 401k and, you know, retire a multimillionaire, and, you know, that's all true, and that would be very simple to do. But then what's really the point of living if everything's already set? Like, you know, yeah, I could be a multimillionaire when I'm 65, but also my knees might be bad. I'll probably have kids. I hope I'll have some kids, maybe some grandkids. So I'll be kind of like tied down at least a little bit. But I think in general, you won't be able to enjoy the money when you're older as much as you can when you're in your 20s and 30s. So for now, I think I'll just travel around South America for a bit. Maybe I'll travel around Southeast Asia. Depends on how the situation with the visas go in South America. But for right now, I think I really just want to travel and experience. And if that puts me in another direction, if, you know, for example, let's say I have a kid, or I end up getting married, and then I end up in the same type of lifestyle anyway with like a regular job and providing for family, that's fine too. But in the meantime, I experienced a lot, and especially as a man, I think that's amazing for a man. For a woman, it's a mixed bag. But I'll probably talk about that again as well, separately. But yeah, I think everyone should really think about dying at least once in a while. It'll really put things into perspective for you. Yeah, you'll really, I don't know. I think life can be more interesting when you know that there's a time limit.